I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo!
And welcome back to another anime review!
This week we're catching some hits from 2018 with Violet Evergarden.
The Netflix exclusive anime.
Done by Kyoto Animation.
Yeah.
Woo!
Kitty?
There's an alarm going off in the back. Of course. It wouldn't be Dango Duo without it.
Without some sound in the background. Kitty, I am too excited to talk about this anime. Let's just dive right in.
Just fucking go.
What is Violet Evergarden all about?
Violet Evergarden started out as a light novel series published in 2015 and ran for 3 volumes and is now finished as of 2018. The anime is produced by Kyoto Animation, and the story revolves around auto-memory dolls, the term which refers to the industry of writing for others. This particular story follows Violet Evergarden's journey of reintegrating back into society after the war is over, in her search for her life's purpose now that she is no longer a soldier.
Now, that's a lot of stuff right there.
That's a lot of
There's a lot of stuff packed in there.
Yeah, we got some post-war, we got this basically letter writing service.
But a really cool, interesting world-building element that it seems almost as though that is deeply rooted in this society.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We're already talking about it, so let's just dive in with the very first segment of the review. Kitty, what did you like the most about this 13-episode anime plus the OVA?
Let's not forget the OVA. Man, boy howdy, this anime is fucking sad, and I just ate it up. I don't even know how many times I cried. It was at least like 4, maybe 5. Do you even remember how many?
Well, at one point, I was just basically like holding you, and you had your head against my chest.
Yeah.
So I actually couldn't even see how many times you were crying.
I was like at least 4 times.
There were a couple moments where I'm like, oh no, this is one about a dad, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
she's about to fucking cry.
Listen, the double episode, the dad, and then the next episode with the mom, I'm like fucking bawling at the end of them. I'm just like, I can't even stand it.
I teared up a couple times.
Yeah, so
That's
like,
mostly because I have no soul, though, so, you know.
But I outright sob.
This anime is very... is rooted in emotion, people's feelings, grief, and this is one of the few anime that tackles war and post-war in a very, very graceful way.
It's very what's the word I'm looking for? Tactful? It doesn't like glorify the war or glorify the post-war. It's like a real story almost. You can see how like these characters now deal with the world post-war, and you know what that means to some characters and what that means to other characters isn't going to align. And it is like you said, very graceful about handling this very serious subject that they wanted to talk about, and it does it very well. All of the stories that we kind of get throughout the anime are really good. One of my favorites, of course, the dad and the mom episode. Those 2 episodes are really good. The episode with Luculia was really good as well. And there's just like a lot of, especially towards the end, you get to see more of like the opposition to the peace.
Yeah.
Because, you know, just like in real life war, there are some people who didn't want the war to end. And you actually get to see a little bit of their side too. But it doesn't like glorify those people either, because like they're hurting innocent people who just wanted to, you know, find peace after this war. And
but it also doesn't demonize them.
it's true. It humanizes them.
Yeah, humanizes them. Which I feel like there's a very humanizing story, not only for grief and for overcoming, you know, this great loss. Not only the great loss of life through a war, but also the loss of family members and people that were meaningful to your life.
The very personal loss, too, because we get to go through that with Violet, that entire arc of, you know, losing someone that she didn't even know how much she cared for.
Yeah.
It was very good. Now, Max, what was your favorite thing about Violet Evergarden?
Well, Kitty, I absolutely agree with everything you just said.
Fair.
The story is emotional, it is powerful, it is striking, and Jesus fucking Christ, is it beautiful!
Thank you, Kyoto Animation, for making this fucking gorgeous.
This animation is eye porn. Every episode has the quality of an anime movie, and it does that every single fucking episode. You know, something that you will watch this anime and you're gonna go, oh, that's pretty, but I don't understand why. Undertones. Most anime just does shading, this anime does undertones.
It's beautiful.
And it adds this glow effect that makes it feel as though a lot of scenes are happening at the golden hour, at that moment where pictures look beautiful, and there's just so much money dumped into this animation.
It's funny because in most anime, they put a lot of money and effort into their opening and ending, whereas this is the complete opposite. The opening and ending is pretty, but it's kind of bare bones.
Yeah.
They put all their money into the actual anime.
And there's one particular sequence right at the beginning where you see flashes of the war, and you see the character of Violet kind of like doing her thing, and the animation is so fluid, and and it's also guttural, and it's impactful, and this anime, like, I almost think people should watch it just so they see how amazing animation can be when the studio just drops buckets of money. It's just breathtaking.
It is.
But as with anything we do on this channel, we like to look at things objectively and to try to look at not only the good stuff, but also the ineffective stuffs. So Kitty, let's move over to the bad. What did we dislike the most about Violet Evergarden?
Well, this is kind of a 2-point prong, so I'm going to pass it back to you, and then I'll slide in with my tiny nitpick, which relates to this.
It's my turn again.
Woo!
The character of Violet Evergarden is a really good, effective character. It takes you a while to understand why she is the way that she is.
Yeah.
And also, we have a character who very effectively deals with the phantom pain, because she's lost both of her arms. I know that we really haven't talked a lot about Violet.
Yeah.
But she has lost both of her arms, and she actually has prosthetics that are almost kind of like magic prosthetics. But don't think about that. It's fine. But
it's fine.
There's a lot to her character, and she grows with you, and you learn about her, and that's very effective. The only issue that I have in this particular anime is that the way in which the auto memories dolls work, it is very conveniently waifu material.
Because they're all girls.
They have to be girls. Had this anime said that auto memories dolls can also be men, it would have been completely fine. And I would have taken Violet's approach as almost being like her being super proper. But it is part of their curriculum to behave in this way. And Violet and the other dolls have this kind of like little speech about how they will go to the ends of the earth and follow you anywhere to complete their mission and to serve you. And it's very conveniently waifu stuffs. And like, it's that kind of stuff where I understand most men don't notice it and go, oh yeah, that's nice. But it's a very subtle way to objectify these women.
It's a very like slight uncomfortable undertone, basically.
And it's there the whole time, and it's never like it's one of those things, as I mentioned, it's very convenient. It feels like wanting to have your cake and eat it too, because this is a story about women. It's a story about their struggle and Violet's emotions and her inability to understand love. And at the same, and it's a very powerful emotional story. This almost feels like what people would call literary fiction.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it has this undertone of waifu stuffs.
Yeah.
You know, it has this undertone of like, isn't she the perfect wife for you? Isn't she just perfect? Don't you want a woman who will do this for you and look at you and bow and say that she's here to serve you however you want? And I'm like, I just wish... And I know that this is deeply rooted in fucking anime Japanese culture, and I get that. I don't like it.
We can still acknowledge that.
We can still acknowledge it. We
Problematic.
can still like something, but we don't have to like it whole cloth. Part of analyzing media and fiction is to look at it and go, this part is inspiring. The work in the animation is inspiring. The emotion in the story is amazing. But this particular element does not ring true, and I do not like it. And now the ball passes back to you.
Mine totally is just a nitpick, just feeding off of that. In the dad episode, he's also a writer, and she's been contracted to write a screenplay for him, basically. Write his screenplay. She's not writing for him. And he's kind of an asshole at first, because he has suffered loss as well. It's kind of what this entire story's about. And he demands, like, shit from her that is not in her job description, like basically being like, clean this up, I want pasta, I want some carbonara. And, like, that would be fine, but then she does it, and I just feel really uncomfortable about that. Because, as she even says, this is not in my job description. And then she does it anyway. And I get it, you know, she's here to help him write his story and complete her job, but she's not a maid. So, like, the fact that she does this of her own free will, even though the guy's being a complete asshat to her, makes me uncomfortable. And that's my particular nitpick on this subject. Yeah. I did not like that bit of that episode at all.
How conveniently waifu.
Yeah, she will even cook really badly and clean.
Even if you're mean to her.
Yeah.
I really didn't like that.
It was very...
It's that thing where, like, it feels like a stain in an otherwise perfect piece.
This anime is amazing.
It is so good, and it does so many things that are surprising. Like, the character of Benedict wearing high heels the entire story was very aesthetic.
It was, and they even acknowledged
it. They acknowledge it, and it almost kind of comes into the story.
It's true.
And, you know, the emotions of Violet and the interweaving nature of all these characters who come in and out of the story.
Yeah.
And everyone comes back at the end in a Persona-esque way, which is really funny considering the next segment we're gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
This is an effective anime that covers effective storytelling about emotions and people. This is a story grounded in people, and that's the stuff that I adore.
That's the best stuff.
But we also have to acknowledge the things that are ineffective in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this anime tries to do powerful, women-centered stories while also slightly objectifying them.
Not okay, anime.
That being said, considering all of those things, reviewing our notes, Kitty, do we Dango Duo recommend Violet Evergarden?
Listen, it made me cry like 4 times. Yes, we do.
There is a small low.
Yeah.
Well, every time Violet does a little speech, I'm like, you don't really have to go to the ends of the earth to do your job, girl.
Right.
But whatever, it's fine. It's fine.
Cool.
It's fine. But the highs, like that episode with the dad and the writer, it's ineffective. But that's the one that made me tear up.
Yeah, no, like
that's the one that made me tear up.
There's the first part is bad, and then it just pivots into pure emotion, and then you realize why you love this series. You're like, I am fucking crying.
I'm getting the tingles right now just from one scene, that one that one moment.
Yeah.
Where like I'm getting really emotional right now. It's really powerful. That's why the low hurts a little bit more, because if it wasn't here, this would be the anime that I would say, go fucking watch this anime. Yeah. And we're still kind of saying that. If you watch this, you're kind of used to anime and you can go, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
And still be able to enjoy the good parts in there.
Dude, the next episode after that with the mom.
I have one issue with the mom thing, and it's that fucking time thing. But you know what? Other than that,
it's fine.
I actually didn't see that coming. You saw it coming. I didn't see it coming.
I totally knew it. I was like, it's gonna happen.
We recommend it. Now, if you are into sadness and you want emotion, we have 2 recommendations for you.
Woo! Mine is also Kyoto Animation, but from back in the day. We have the anime Clannad, or you could play the visual novel. I believe it's fairly similar in tone, but the animation for Clannad is a little less old, if that makes sense. Clannad's an older anime, but it holds up a little better than the game's visuals. That story's fucking sad. It's got a lot of characters. It's all sad. You get to the after story, and it's fucking, I cried every single fucking episode in the after story. Like, it's good writing, it's fucking sad, but it's all about human, feelings, characters. It's fucking great. One day we'll watch it and we'll all cry together.
On the subject of things centered around emotions and characters, if you're interested for more of a video game recommendation, I would gladly recommend not only the original Nier, but also Nier Automata, are 2 games that are centered around emotion, and ironically enough, the voice actors for 9S and 2B happen to have been in Violet Evergarden.
And A2.
They're
all here.
Which leads us into everybody's favorite New Dango Duo segment. Who's that voice actor?
Today we'll be focusing on our main character of Violet Evergarden, her voice actress, Erika Harlacher. Now, Erica Harlacher is a relatively new voice actress in terms of, how long she's been around, what she's been doing, but she has still done some really iconic roles, including, of course, the titular main character, Violet Evergarden. She is also in the other anime, Kakegurui, which is also on Netflix, as Yumeko Jabami. Another smaller role, but we gotta give credit where credit is due. She is Mako's mom in Kill la Kill. Now, Erica's been in a few more video games than anime, and one that you might recognize is Persona 5 as Anne Takamaki. And if you've played the Dingle franchises, she is our main character from Dingle 3, Kaede Akamatsu.
And you might also recognize her as Kyoko Kirigiri in the original Dingle-Rompers.
That's Danganronpa, if you don't speak our gibberish.
If you don't get our stupid inside joke. See, I love putting the Who's That Voice Actor segment at the end, because by now most people have stopped listening, so we're not going to get any comments of like, you guys listen to the dub instead of the original Japanese. If you have anything to say, go watch our Code Geass and spoiler zone on Code Geass, where we talk more about dubs versus subs, and I think we made some really good points there.
Yeah.
But now, hey guys.
Hello.
Did you enjoy today's video?
We hope you did.
I hope that you go out and you give Violet Evergarden a try. It's really fucking good. But now...
Wait,
what?
the OVA. We should talk a little bit, tiny bit about that.
It's
okay.
It's another episode.
It's another episode.
Not to be confused with Dingle-Rompers another episode.
Do you think they should watch it?
Just watch them in order. Just watch them in order.
Yeah.
You get another episode, and honestly, it makes more sense seeing it at the end, because it actually introduces the whole... letter festival thing.
Although, would you think it would make more sense kind of in the middle of the story?
I guess it would, but it's so much work.
Yeah, to go over, find the special episode, and then jump back to Violet Evergarden.
It just makes more sense to just watch it after, or just not. I mean, if you don't want to watch it, that's completely okay.
It was emotional, especially the song at the end of it.
The song
really
at the end
good.
is very emotional. It's basically another good episode of Violet Evergarden.
Yeah, and if you don't mind that we're reverting back in time to do this one episode, then go watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And now, hey, if you enjoyed this, please consider supporting us. There's links in the description down below how you can treat us to a cup of coffee. But also support us through patreon.com/dangoduo. If you go over there, you can get yourself early access to these videos, as well as shoutouts like the following people. Kitty, you started eating a pancake?
I thought that segment was going to go on longer.
No, I fucking nailed it. I nailed it on the first take.
You did good.
Fucking
and I'm the one
shoutouts. Shoutouts.
Alexa Hoshi.
Amelia.
Angela.
Aerosols!
Lier.
Luna.
And Sound.
Sound!
Damn. Mashimona.
What's the other ones? Show! The eye catch for the original Gundam is fucking a bunch of ladies just shouting Char's name, but they shout as Show! You're gonna have to edit that out, that's too fucking loud. Hey guys. I fucking dislike that fucking waifu shit. Because it's very much like wanting to have your cake and fuck it too. Mm-hmm. But the fucking story's so emotional.
Oh, it's so... so much.
And it's not nitpicking,
No.
It's part of what's in there, and we have to question what is in there.
Yeah, it can't just be all like, it's fine.
Anyhow, we already talked about this shit. I hope you enjoyed the B-roll in the background. That video's coming up in a couple of days if you want to watch us play some Stardew Valley.
Ooh.
But for now, stay cool. Mm-hmm. Stay fresh.
Stay woke.
Stay woke?
I don't know. It's always good to just be woke in general.
I mean...
It's just a better take in this modern day.
No.
You can't have it end like this.
I knew this was going to be a bad outro since I started. Stay cool, stay fresh. The instant I said that, I was like...
That's what happened.
I reached to make a marker, but the episode ends now.
But it's over, sorry. I'm not editing that out.